Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Well, we've gotten our delivery of firewood for this year. This is an important commodity for us. And here we are, the last day of July. And we've been doing some stacking on this stuff. Firewood is a lot of work. So we go through 8 cord of firewood to make it through the winter. And with August right upon us, August has always been the best month at the farmer's market for me. And I'm hoping to make the money to pay for this wood, because all of this wood was $2,500. So that's the goal for August. And I'll take you up and show you the bonsai I made this week to help pay for it. Starting here at the end with the one that has been the best seller, these little cotoneasters. It's a 1-year-old cutting that was wired up yesterday. And the $25 bonsai has been a really important commodity for me. They are selling the best. This one's a boxwood and a white pine that was collected in April and wired at that time. Now has a nice shape. This one's a blue spruce and another cotoneaster. So I'll be trying to sell all of these along with a bunch of other ones for all of August and September. So in order to keep this business going, I have to make these little pots all the time. And I was down at my box, my collection box, and got a beautiful pot in there to make some new concrete pots out of. So we'll head to the shop and get one made in it today. So here's the new pot. It's a beautiful size. It's going to make a little bit bigger pot than some of my other ones. But there are a few things that I have to do to it before I can put concrete in it. And they all have these tabs in the corner of them. And the first thing I have to do is remove those tabs. So I've gotten one out already in this corner. So it's just a matter of using the knife and a sharp chisel, fiddling with them until you get them out of there. So that's the first step. Okay, I've removed all 4 tabs from the corners. And another thing that this pot has is it has these little 1/8-inch grooves down here in the bottom, and I don't want concrete to get down in those. So the next step is gonna be to use the stickiest tape on earth here to close up these holes and those little cavities there that are molded into this one. And one of the things that makes this a good pot for this is that it has these feet molded into it. So you end up with that profile, which is really nice for the feet. But obviously it has lots of holes, and I have to cover all these holes with the tape. So that's going to be the next step. So I'll get that done and I'll be back. All right, so first I put the tape on the inside here over the 4 feet. And then for the rest of the holes, I taped it on the bottom. So now it's all taped up so none of the concrete can run out. And the next thing I had to do was find something for the inside of the pot. And this is a little plastic thing that Peaches came in. And it just happens to fit in here really nice. So it had this plastic lip on it. So I cut that off so that it would just get in the way of putting concrete down the sides here. So it also had a bunch of holes in it, so I got it all taped up so the sand can't run out, because I'm going to put sand in this one to make the inside of the pot. So now I'm ready to mix up some concrete. So here's the mix. I've got 1 pot of Portland here. This is sifted Portland. And be sure to wear a mask when you're working with it. I've got a mask on now. So we'll get one pot of Portland in here. So to that Portland, I'm going to add 2 pots of sand. I'm also using some of this aggregate to mix with the sand. It's best not to have all fine sand. Aggregate's a great thing for making the pot stronger. So 2 pots of sand. Okay, I've got my two pots of sand in there, and I'm gonna make 2 pots hopefully, and I'm gonna make them with the terracotta dye. So it's this powdered dye. So I'll get two good scoops of this dye in here. And then I'll do a good dry mix on it. Really important to get it all mixed together dry before you put water in it. All right, so I've spent about 15 minutes getting this all dry mixed. And the nice thing about using the powdered dye is that you can tell when it's all mixed well because it all turns the same color. So it's important to wear a mask. I've had a mask on the whole time working with this stuff, especially when it's dry, because it can get airborne. So it's that time for the water to hit it. And the thing about making these in a mold is you don't have to worry really about getting it too wet, because you actually want it pretty wet so that it will flow well down into the mold. Doesn't have to stand up to gravity or anything, so I still don't want it real runny, but definitely I'll be adding more water than I would if I was making one the other way. I'll get this all mixed up and we'll be ready to make it. So I've just about got it mixed. And this is definitely too runny to make one with the trowel. And it's right where I want it for this mold. So when you're making one of these, it's important to have a level table. I know my floor is level in here and my table's level, so obviously that's going to make the top of the pot level. So the next step is to spray some WD-40 in here so that the pot will release tomorrow. So now I want to get this mix down into the feet really well. So I'll just cover the bottom of it with it. This is where you have to have a level table to make it come out right. So by doing that, it ensures that the concrete got down into the feet, and I'll have nice looking feet on it. So you just kind of have to estimate how thick the bottom is. I'm going to add a little bit more. So then we'll put this piece in. This is where you have to try to center that piece. You can move it around a little bit, but it's best to get it centered as best you can in there. Then it's just a matter of putting the concrete around the sides of it. I like to do the corners first. If you put some in the four corners, it locks that thing into the right place. Then I can just fill in between the corners. Then I can start tapping the sides of it to get it all to level out. Depending on how much you put in there, it determines how big your pot is, of course. So since these are kind of big, I don't want it to be too tall of a pot. I'm going to try to keep it kind of a short pot. And then tapping the sides is what levels it out. And it also gets the air bubbles out of it. So it's really good to tap on them quite a bit. You can see the bubbles coming out of the top of it, releasing the air that's trapped in there. So now's your chance to move the inside of it. That's looking pretty good. you can push down a little bit on this part that's inside, and that brings your sides up some. So now it's just a matter of letting it set up for 24 hours, and tomorrow we'll take it out. So I'll see you then. Good morning, everyone. Okay, it's the next day, and temperatures are really warm right now, so these things set up really well. It has a lot to do with how fast concrete sets up. In the wintertime, I would let them sit a little longer, but I can tell that they're really hard now, and I don't have to worry about them breaking when I take them out. So so the first thing to do is to get the sand out. And I don't want to tip this one over because I sprayed WD-40 in it. I know it's going to come out of here really easy. So I'm going to scoop the sand out of this one instead of trying to dump it, because I have had them fall out when I try to dump the sand. And it's really best to use like flimsy type of plastic, because this is perfect because I can pull it away from the sides in here. Yeah, this one's going to come out really easy. So I did have enough mix to make 4 pots. So I always use an old towel to dump them out on, just to make a little cushion for them. You wouldn't want to dump them out on a hard table, because you'd have a chance of cracking them. So I can push on the sides here and loosen it a little bit. I'm pretty sure this one's going to come out really easy. All right. So the first thing I want to do is get a drainage hole in it. So this is a 3/4 inch chisel. And I'll just start to turn it here until I get it all the way around one time. That'll kind of lock it into a round hole here. And then I'm just going to grind right through the pot. Feels like the thickness came out perfect on this one. So my thickness on the bottom is somewhere around 1/2 inch. Happy with that. Always exciting to see the shape that I came out with. You can see that the feet in that plastic pot make a really nice profile on the feet. That's the most important thing that you're looking for when you decide which plastic pot you're going to use. So the next thing to do is to ease all these edges. And I can do a little shaping on the rim here. But mainly I just want to ease the edges on it because they do come out pretty sharp. That's really about it. Just have to take it out now and wash it out with the hose, and I'll probably put it under water for the day. But I'll be making a lot of pots with this one. Really happy with it. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, we got it all washed out, and now I'll just put it underwater for probably the rest of the day. So I'll get the rest of the pots out and we'll take a look at all of them. All right, I love it when a plan comes together. All 4 pots came out of the mold with no problems. So we'll go through and I'll show you each one, show you the mold form. So I've probably made the most of this pot, and they have been just a great thing to make bonsai in and sell at the market. And this is the mold for that one. And conveniently, this pot fits in there just right to make the sides about a 1/2 inch is what I'm shooting for on that. So this has been a really good one. So this round pot came out really nice. And it's another pot that I got in my free box down at the end of the driveway. And it has this little spot molded into it that ends up making a nice thing on that pot. And it has really shallow feet molded into it, but they are there, and has been a really, really good one also to make pots in. And the Miracle-Gro tub, I'm still making those. Here's that pot. And there is another video on the channel about making them in these Miracle-Gro tubs. And my new pot, really excited about this shape. I'll be able to develop some bigger trees in these and get more than 25 bucks for them. But the $25 price point has been really important for the market for someone who's never had one before. So really happy with this mold. So there you go. How to make concrete pots. Hope everyone's having a great bonsai day. And I'll see you next time on Bonsai by the Sea.